Okay, this one. Compound subject and predicates. A compound subject is made up of two. Look at that. Made up of two or more subjects and joined by coordinating conjunction such as and, or. Okay? Those are important. Make sure you pay attention to those. A compound predicate is made up of two or more predicates joined by a group of coordinating junctions such as and or. Compound subject, Opal and Winn-Dixie. There's that coordinating conjunction right there, okay? It's combining these two to make a compound subject. Ran together. Two friends ran and played together. Compound predicate. Look, right here. There's your coordinating conjunction, and you've got ran and played. Those are both verbs, right? Okay. So, if we were working on a worksheet, it says label each sentence with CS for compound subject or CP for compound predicate. So we've got to remember if we're looking for and or. So Opal saw the librarian and walked up to her. Well, here's a verb, and that's a verb. Saw and walked. So this is a compound predicate. Okay? When Dixie and Miss Franny looked at each other. There's an and right here, but these are two nouns. So that's a compound subject. Okay? Miss Franny smiled and petted the dog. There's and. So, smiled, that's a verb. Petted, that's a verb. Compound predicate. Opal and her dog sat down to listen to a story. Opal and her dog. Compound subject. Okay. Rewrite each pair of sentences as one sentence with a compound subject or compound predicate. So what it's doing here, and I'm not going to have enough room to write it, but I can certainly show you. Opal loved to hear Miss Franny's story. When Dixie loved to hear Miss Franny's story. So if you come up with something like this, well, the end of these sentences are the same. So they're wanting you to combine these two things. So my new sentence would read, Opal and when Dixie loved to hear Miss Franny's story. Let's look at the next one. Miss Franny walked to her chair. Miss Franny sat down. What's the same? Miss Franny. My subjects are the same. So they're wanting us to combine the predicate. So my new sentence would be, Miss Franny walked and sat down in her chair. Okay? So, the next one. The girl leaned forward to listen. Her dog leaned forward to listen. Oh, the predicates are the same, so I've got to combine the subject. The girl and her dog leaned forward to listen. Okay. And then the last one, Miss Franny took a breath. Miss Franny began the tale. So it would be Miss Franny took a breath and began the tale. All right. So when you go to work on page 9, keep those in mind. We can reread this. When a sentence tells about two or more people or things, the sentence has a compound subject. Remember, when it says people, noun, things, noun. If there's two of them, that's a compound subject. When a subject sorry, I skipped a whole line. When a sentence tells about two or more things that subject does, the sentence is a compound predicate. The word and is joined. Wow, I'm having struggle with this. The word and is used to join compound subjects. It is also used to join compound predicates. Compound subject. Look at their example. My friend and I. Both of these are nouns joined by your conjunctive, coordinating conjunction, sorry, which is and. Compound predicate, my dog will learn and obey. Those are two verbs when I give commands. So that's your coordinating conjunction right there is and. There's two verbs, so it's a compound predicate. Underline the compound subject. So all we're doing here is underlining the compound subject in each sentence. So we're going to look for that coordinating conjunction when we go through here. So, William and I took our dog to an obedience class. Well, William and I. Are those two nouns? I do believe it is. So there's my compound subject. At the bottom, you're going to circle the compound predicate. Circle, okay? So, first the instructor held up one finger and said, sit. So, I know that held and said are verbs. So I'm going to circle this. Okay. And there is my coordinating conjunction. All right. Read through there carefully. If you have any questions or not sure about some words, come and see me and I will help you. Now it's your turn.